Evening, everyone. Good evening. This is Saturday today. I'm sure some of you would have had a very great Saturday, and I hope it turns out well for you. I hope it's a very restful Saturday. I know some of my friends who are going to celebrate Chinese New Year are actually making preparations, groceries and preparations. In fact, some of them even told me that they don't even have enough time, and they may even do it next week. And I also see our fellow Malaysians, my Malay friends are also rushing to the shopping centers to do their to start their shoppings as well. Okay, so it's really going to be a very busy festive season preparation. Okay, now today is what I call as Stillness Saturday. Stillness Saturday. Yeah. All right. So in the midst of all these preparations and all that, let me just share some reflective thoughts that I have had during this morning when I was doing my personal quiet time, and also my last night before I went to sleep. Okay, now you see, most people think about progress. Okay, things that progress actually comes from pushing harder, making it faster, doing more, and all that. Okay, well, to a certain extent, it is true. But what if I share with you that real breakthroughs actually come when you stop and listen and reflect? Think about it for a minute. Real breakthroughs come when you stop, when you pause, listen, and reflect. You see, stillness, contrary to popular belief, isn't about doing nothing. It's not about not doing anything, okay? Stillness means the moment you finally hear what your body, your finances, and even your life have been trying to tell you all this while. You see, when we don't slow down, we miss warning signs in our health, in our money, and even in our relationships, and even in our career. So, I've seen people earning well, but eventually they became exhausted to the point of being burnout. Yeah, burnout. Successful, they may be on paper, but anxious at every night. Something doesn't seem to add up to them. They seem to be working very, very hard and yet still feel uneasy. Busy for years, but at one D strike, one of the D's, okay, it could be disease, it can be, debts, or it can even be downturn. Then suddenly they are forced to stop. Now, this sort of moments are not by accidents, okay? In fact, they are thresholds that most of us didn't notice. Because a lot of us, let's face it, we rarely pause, or we even never stopped or pause, okay, to think, to reflect, you know. So that's why I created Reason from Ashes, RFA. You see, Reason from Ashes isn't about motivation. It's also not about chasing money. It's about helping people to recognize the patterns, their own self patterns that quietly erode and even destroy their own health, their wealth building, and peace, especially before a crisis forces the lesson on them. We identify what sort of patterns, we help them to be aware, and we look out for the disruptors in life, the blind spots, people that normally don't plan for, and people that normally don't talk about, and they don't see it coming. Like what I normally share in my preview, I always have this saying and advice to my clients. You may not you may not go looking for trouble in life. I mean, let's be honest and be logical and be reasonable. And none of us really go around in looking for trouble in life, okay? But does not mean that trouble would not come looking for you. And trouble comes looking for you, especially when you least or never expect it at all. All right? So tomorrow I'm running this short Reason from Ashes preview. Okay, tomorrow night at 8 to 9:30 p.m. Malaysia time. All right, this is not going to be a self pitch. I mean, this is not a sales pitch, but it's a conversation, an honest and frank conversation that we can have, so that you can reflect and you can take back as reflection for yourself. Because if you ever felt like you have been working hard but unsure whether what you are building is sustainable or not, this might help you and might be worth listening. This 1.5 hours, this 90 minutes, may just want to be the most life-defining conversation that you have, not with just me, but with your own self. You see, I would like to open up a space so that you can feel safe for being yourself without having to put on your mask in front of any others, okay? Last but not least, I just want to share this as a reflection before we end tonight. Stillness doesn't slow down your progress. In fact, it protects it. This is 𝗥𝗶𝘵𝘁𝗄, ladies and gentlemen, from Reason from Ashes. I will see you tomorrow night if you decide to come. Details will be in the caption. Thank you very much. A very, very pleasant evening to all of you. Okay, thank you. Have a restful Saturday.